Well, guys, very silently, it looks like yet again another actor from the DCEU era has quietly walked away from the franchise. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel once again. I am Robert Storms, and yet again, it seems like we lost another actor from the DCEU very quietly this time. It looks like Ray Fisher, A.K.A. Cyborg, has left the DCEU, although Ray Fisher and his managers are denying this at the time. But let's not forget, guys, that Ben Affleck denied it for 2 years. He denied it right in the middle of Comic-Con during the panel. So do not take stock in what the managers say. This is all just PR stuff. But we all know that there's been a lot of problems going on with the DCEU, that the DCEU changed a lot since the initial release. You guys remember when they had a slate of all those movies that were coming out and none of them came out? Like Justice League and Wonder Woman and Aquaman, that was like it. Nothing else came out. And now we're sitting there going like, what's going on? Because originally we were told Cyborg was going to play a huge part. Like Cyborg was going to have his own movie. Then he was going to be in a movie with The Flash. The days go by. The months go by. The years go by. And we get nothing from Cyborg. Like nothing. We hear nothing about Ray Fisher. But they're greenlighting all these other movies. They're greenlighting Aquaman 2, The Trench, Birds of Prey, like all these asinine movies, they're greenlighting, but we're not hearing anything from The Flash. Ezra Miller's contract is up in just a mere days. If the Flash movie isn't in production, isn't filming by the end of this month, then it's over with. Ezra Miller is no longer The Flash. His contract's over with. Apparently, we're losing Ray Fisher, or has already lost Ray Fisher, and it just hasn't come out yet. A lot of websites are reporting that he left. Some websites are reporting that he's not. I like to believe that, yes, he left, and now what are we left with? We are left with Gal Gadot and Jason Momoa. We're left with Wonder Woman and Aquaman. You can't build a universe like that. You can't build a universe without Batman, Superman, The Flash, and Cyborg. Now, I was one of the ones that was really skeptical on Cyborg being Justice League anyway. I thought you could easily just, substitute him for Jon Stewart or maybe Martian the Manhunter. But I really digged Ray Fisher's portrayal of Cyborg. I really like that character a lot. I think he's actually one of the shining moments in that crappy-ass movie. And I really wanted to see more with him. I didn't want to see him with the Flash. I didn't want to see a Flash Cyborg buddy movie. But I wanted to see more of him. And I just think it's kind of screwed up how Cyborg is getting more justice in Doom Patrol than he did in the actual movies of this DCEU. I don't understand where the priorities are. If they want to reboot it, just reboot it at this point. Just reboot your franchise. If you only have 2 actors left, who cares if those 2 actors, just reboot it at this point. Just reboot your entire franchise. I don't care if Aquaman made over $1 billion or Wonder Woman is, Wonder Woman 2 is coming out. At this point, it doesn't matter because you lost 90% of your cast. And at this point, there's no do something. Here, I will fix it for you, Warner Brothers. I will fix your whole situation right now. Greenlight another Flash movie. Instead of Barry Allen, played by Ezra Miller, bring in Wally West. Do a Flashpoint movie introducing Wally West, have Wally West fuck up the timeline, and then you just recast 90% of your damn universe. That's how you do it. If you ain't got Ezra Miller no more, just cast Wally West. For the love of God. Just take everybody from the CW and bring them up to the big leagues. Like, take your minor league team and just bring them up to the big leagues. Because Grant Gustin was better than Ezra Miller anyway. Stephen Amell, he's done with Arrow at the end of next season. It's only 10 episodes. Just take your minor leaguers and bring them to the big leagues because you have nothing left. And I really believe Grant Gustin can work on the big screen. I really do. I didn't like Ezra Miller's portrayal as the Flash. And then when you have good actors like Henry Cavill, Ray Fisher, and Ben Affleck, who played their characters, I think, phenomenally, you can't keep them. You're more concentrating on the trench. You're concentrating on the trench. For the love of God, can somebody tell me why they're concentrating on the trench? Jimmy, do you have any idea why they're concentrating on the trench? Even Jimmy doesn't know why they're concentrating on the trench. Think of the children. But honestly, this is a bummer. This is a bummer because I honestly didn't know Ray Fisher left until a bunch of people tagged me on Twitter, and I went and I looked in it, and officially he's not gone. Just like Ben Affleck was officially not gone for 2 years when he actually was. But at this point, what do you do? What do you do with the DCEU? You have no choice but to reboot it. What are you going to do? Just pretend like this stuff never happened? At some point, I want to see another Justice League movie. But I don't know, guys. It just drives me insane how management over there just doesn't see the big picture. And that's sad. But I want to know what you guys think. Be sure to leave your comments in the comment box below. Until next time, as always, I'm Robert Storms, and that's my opinion.